This is exactly right.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to this week's Minisode.
Hi. Welcome. Thank you. Here you go.
My favorite murder.
The
Minisode.
We're doing great.
This is, we know the name of it.
Uh-huh.
We know to tell it to you at the top.
Well, I know my name's Georgia.
And I know my name's Karen.
And that's all you need to know.
And if you thought the names were reversed from the faces, that's your fucking problem. We don't want to hear about it anymore.
And guess what? You're not alone. Most people freak out.
We've heard it over 800,000 times. It's common practice.
That's right.
Also, yes, go to shows by yourself. And also, yes, dress up for things if you feel like dressing up for them.
And that's all the news that's needed to print.
Good night, San Diego. Stay classy. Okay, this first one, the subject line is, the SWAT team invaded my band practice.
Yay.
Dear Karen, Georgia, Stephen, and Associates. I live about half an hour outside of Cleveland in a town where not much happens, usually all caps. Mm-hmm. Here's some necessary background information. My high school was positioned remarkably close to a Motel 6 with only a patch of forest separating the properties.
That seems wrong.
The scariest patch of land in all of the...
I feel like motels shouldn't be allowed near schools.
Or forests. Forests worse so, I think.
Yeah.
Someone from out of... They do what they do in the motel, and then they go hide in the forest about it.
Listen, no shame if that's all you can afford. Just don't stay near a fucking high school.
And stop doing creepy shit in the forest. All right. So...
Great.
Oh, the first line is all right. All right. So my marching band would have to practice in the middle of the school day to rehearse for football games and competitions. And on this particular day, it was nice enough to practice on the football field. My directors would stand at the top of the bleachers to get a good view of our forms and such, and we would often look to them for critiques and directions. About halfway through our practice, we were playing through our show when we noticed one of the directors sprinting down the bleachers. Imagine how dangerous that is to run down bleachers.
Teeth gone.
Oh.
Just face first.
Just my ankle would roll the second my foot took off.
100%.
And disappearing. Strange. We kept playing as we had not been instructed to stop. The next thing we knew, at the literal corner of our eyes, we see tons of police cars speeding into the parking lot and a literal SWAT team running through the bleachers. At this point, the other director cuts us off as a SWAT team member whispered in her ear.
Oh my God.
Hot. She got on the megaphone and said, everyone just please go inside right now. I need you to run.
Oh my God.
We were very confused and totally freaked out. So we did as we were told and picked up our instruments and sprinted inside.
Leave your instrument.
Save the trombone. My murdering herself looking back the whole way to try to see what was happening. Once we'd all made it back inside, the directors told us that a man who committed double homicide a few towns over and had been on the run for over a month had been staying at the Motel 6.
Oh.
Police got word of his location, and when the murderer heard them coming, he ran across the woods and was hiding behind the bleachers, all caps, the whole time we were practicing.
He loved music. He loved a band marching.
He loves the song Tusk and all the different ways it's played. The whole arrest happened so fast that the students inside were taken out of lockdown very quickly, but we were out in the open the whole fucking time.
Oh, no.
No one ended up getting hurt. No shots were fired. We did get a lot of attention that afternoon, being the only group of students with any intel of the incident, which, as band nerds, was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Stay sexy and don't keep playing your clarinet if you see law enforcement raiding the stadium. Nikki.
But why did the one guy run? First guy.
First guy probably ran to see what was happening.
Okay, he wasn't like leaving the students in the dust and being like, goodbye.
He was like the coward of the group.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to save myself. Fuck you, nerds.
I would love that if that was actually the football coach that had just gone up to tell the band leader something, and then he sees the SWAT team and screams and cries and runs away.
Save yourselves and your trombone. That's amazing. Okay, this is from my cousin, Eliza Spear, who's a singer-songwriter. She just put out a new single. I'm fucking supporting her. And I was like, yo, I know your mom knows a murderer. get her to tell me your story.
Oh, nice.
Plug your shit.
Yeah, it's a plug and play.
Yeah,
go for it.
That's how it works. She's darling and I love her, and she's an incredible musician. Anyways, okay. Eliza says, hello, here is my mom's murder story. In 1991, my mom landed a job at Peterson Publishing after college, which published several car magazines. In her first year working with Peterson, Charlie Rathbun, a car photographer, would come in and give his photographs to my mom. My mom eventually left the company because she felt the objectification of women by one of the magazine's swimsuit issue was wrong, and she didn't want her name associated with that. My cousin Nancy is a fucking saint.
That's cool.
Love her. 4 years later, and I wrote about this dude in the book. This is insane. 4 years later, at another part of the city, Linda Sobeck was a 27-year-old swimsuit model who was formerly a cheerleader for the Raiders. She was known by her friends as the fabric that kept them all together, and she was well liked by the majority of people around her. She was on the phone to her mother on Thursday, November 16th, 1995, when she cut the conversation short, saying she needed to go to a daytime shoot, and she would call her mother back after that. Her mother never got the call, and it was then that they began to worry. A road worker in the Angeles National Forest found photos of Sobeck in the trash, along with a Lexus receipt signed by Charlie Rathbun, the photographer, showing permission to loan the Lexus for the shoot. The police had their first lead. They approached Rathbun in his Hollywood home. He was drunk and threatening to kill himself, and once in custody, he confessed to killing Sobeck. Rathbun led police 25 miles north of Los Angeles in the Angeles National Forest, where he had buried Sobeck days before. He told the police he had accidentally struck her with a car during a photo shoot for Auto Week magazine, and that he panicked and hid her body out of fear. Fucking bullshit. The story seemed far-fetched, and the investigators didn't believe it. The autopsy revealed no broken bones and no traumatic injuries that would come from being hit by a car. During the trial, he changed his story, saying that he strangled Sobeck when an argument got out of hand. The trial found him guilty of first-degree murder and sexual assault, and he was sentenced to life in prison, and he still resides in a California institution for men today. He's 60 years old. My mom told me that every time he would deliver photographs to her, he didn't show any emotion. She says it was as if he was a robot. Quote, he would say nothing. He would just walk in, stand in front of my desk, and hand me his photos in their sleeve and just walk away. No greeting, no smile.
Ew.
And my cousin Nancy was like really cute, you know? So maybe, I don't know. There you go. Let me know if you need any more information or anything of that nature. There was also a murder in front of my house about 6 months ago. That is a crazy story. If you want to hear about that one, it was a brother and sister stabbing kind of ordeal that ended in front of my house. Crazy shit. Talk soon, Eliza.
What?
I know.
You better talk to her very soon.
I know. I'm like, okay, give me that one too.
Why is she saying brother-sister stabbing ordeal like it's something that we all know about?
Truly.
I'll kill her myself.
You know how that goes when you stab your brother or sister in an ordeal.
Eliza. Right.
Eliza Spear, check her out on Spotify.
We'll have to get that. It's Linda Sobeck, right?
Yeah.
That is that all of the true crime shows have covered that story. Because she is the classic, like, beautiful, blonde, LA, actress model that gets murdered.
And I write, it's in the book in one of my stories. I should have been killed in it, but she would never go alone on shoots. Like, that was a rule. But she had lunch with him that day and was like, he seems fine, and broke her own rule.
Right.
And so
she's like, he seems like a robot.
He's perfect.
That's very safe.
Yeah.
First, do no harm.
That poor baby.
Okay. There's no subject line on this one.
What?
Hey, guys. I was backpacking through Thailand last month and met a German tourist who shared a story with me that I thought you'd appreciate. My new German friend was out swimming one day in Koi Phi Phi. That's a full guess.
Sure.
Or Koi Phi Phi. Oy vey. Oy vey.
Cover all your bases.
This is an island on the south end of Thailand. Somewhat later in the evening, suddenly a lady on the beach started shouting about a person floating out in the water that appeared to be drowning. This person was floating just past the buoy line, indicating the end of the designated swim zone. I guess my new German friend had some previous lifeguarding experience and decided to be the hero and swim out to rescue him. When he finally reached the person in the water, he realized that they were blue. Oh. Yes, blue. And had a large gouge out of their forehead. Oh my God. The person he had swum out to save was actually a corpse and appeared to have been dead for some time. Oh my God. The German guy dragged the body into shore. Upon further inspection of the corpse, realized he knew the guy.
No.
Yes, this man was on one of his tour groups only 2 days earlier. The authorities were called, and it was extrapolated that that he was struck in the head by a boat while swimming outside the beach's designated swim zone. Hope you enjoyed this story. Stay sexy and don't swim past the buoy line.
No.
Casey.
Oh, man.
Isn't that nuts?
That's maybe one of the nutsest we've had.
That's so nuts. And what a weird feeling, because you only know that person 2 days worth, but you also know them enough as a person to be like, holy good God.
And what a bummer way to go, man.
Hopefully it was fast.
Yeah, and hopefully the boating person didn't know that he had just done that and then just kept boating away into the fucking sunrise set.
Did you see, there's a sidebar article discussion. They just discovered.
Wait, what?
They just discovered a shark. Sorry.
Oh no, what's it going to be?
They just discovered a shark in Greenland that's 400 years old.
No.
Yes. And Stephen, please find the picture, because it doesn't have any teeth and its eyes are kind of like, what?
It's like someone kill me, please.
It looks like a cartoon of a worried shark. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Just thinking of like horrible ocean things.
Yeah.
But there's also some great things happening in the ocean too.
An old man shark.
I've seen it. There's one picture that's from the teeth. You can see the mouth.
He's like, enough already.
It's a woman, of course.
She's like, enough already.
She's like, kill me now.
Like 300 years ago, I was done with this shit.
She's like, no, I can't join Tinder.
Yeah, this water tastes like gasoline. Can I get out of here?
I swam around with everything.
God.
Isn't that the best?
She's like, Trump's president. Let me fucking leave this world already.
Let me leave. Where's the one where... There's one where it literally looks like someone went and pulled every tooth out of her mouth.
How cute would a shark without teeth be? Like you could... Like it's like a snake without venom. You'd be like, oh, you're gonna bite me? Oh.
I know. Oh, you gum my arm. You funny little
want
thing.
some applesauce?
You're scratching this shark. 400 years old, though.
Bananas.
Well,
sharks are aliens.
Stephen brought up sharks with human teeth.
Because I forget, it was the Shark Tank murder in Australia.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We like threw one of these up on the stage.
Just for fun.
The best.
Listen, they're aliens. It's crazy.
Look,
listen. Okay, this is called, My Mom Tried to Hire a Crime Scene Photographer for Our Wedding Photography. Which normally I wouldn't tell you this, like the subject line to ruin it, but it's just so funny.
It's so good.
I don't even need to read you the rest of it, really. Hi, ladies, Stephen and Fur Associates. Here's a quick little fun/creepy story thanks to my wonderfully odd mutter. Wow.
Hello, Mutter.
Hello, Mutter. Last year, I was busy planning my wedding. Turns out you have to hire a wedding photographer close to a year before the wedding. Yeah. Who's supposed to know this? Question mark. I fucking agree. I was running out of options. Whilst in the midst of stress and frustration, I asked my mom for help. She earnestly asked one of her oldest friends, let's call him Stephen, to be our photographer. Stephen used to be the police commissioner for Western Australia and had an esteemed career in homicide investigation.
Oh,
great.
Okay.
I responded quite confused. I didn't know Stephen was a photographer, to which my mother earnestly and extremely casually replied, well, he used to be a crime scene photographer for the police, you know, photographing dead bodies and that kind of thing. He took the photos at our wedding too, and for someone who's used to photographing dead bodies, he photographed live ones pretty well.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Mom. I didn't end up hiring Stephen as our photographer, but looking back, I kind of regret it. Not many people lived to tell the tale that they were photographed by a homicide photographer.
Yes.
SSDGM, Emma.
These are the things we have to grab onto in life. We're not aiming for perfection. We're aiming for pictures that have a good story behind them.
That's right. That's all you want. My fucking wedding photographer was on acid for most of my wedding.
Imagine looking through George's wedding album.
They are trippy.
It's a joy. Just a lot of patterns.
With America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh, you'll get easy, seasonal recipes and pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door. All you have to do is cook and enjoy. HelloFresh makes cooking delicious meals at home a reality. From step-by-step recipes to pre-measured ingredients, you'll have everything you need to get a wow-worthy dinner on the table in about 30 minutes. Say goodbye to endless grocery store trips and takeout. HelloFresh has you covered. There's something for everyone, from family recipes to calorie smart and vegetarian, and fun menu series like Hall of Fame and craft burgers. HelloFresh has more 5-star recipes than any other meal kit, so you'll know you're getting something incredible. HelloFresh is flexible and it fits your lifestyle. Easily change your delivery days, interests, food preferences, and skip a week whenever you need. Break out of your dinner rut and make deliciousness part of every week with HelloFresh. I love that even though HelloFresh is super easy and they make it really basic and like straightforward, you still feel like you're cooking this like incredible home cooked dinner. And that makes me feel good about myself. And that instead of just ordering takeout, I'm actually making something and preparing something at home. And that just, it feels good. So for $80 off your first month of HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com/murder80 and enter murder80. It's like receiving 8 meals for free only at HelloFresh.com/murder80, promo code murder80. Go buy.
Okay, here's my last one. I think I won't read you the subject line.
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah. I love the not knowing.
Okay, good. Hi, all, including Stephen and pets. Please allow me a moment to share one of the most embarrassing moments of my teaching career thus far.
Yes, please.
Please support teachers. Los Angeles teachers are on strike right now. And I think one of the main things they're striking for is smaller class sizes, but all teachers should be paid more. It's a travesty how little teachers get paid. It's also very sexist.
Yeah, it is because it's fucking the majority are female. It's totally a feminism fucking cause.
It absolutely is. And on top of that, what they do, it's in people's minds very easy to let it be relegated to this is like some kind of advanced babysitting. No. These people are raising your children.
They're raising your children. They're making their future what it's going to be.
And if you can't, please try to figure out if there's any support groups in your area to support teachers, to pay for school lunches, to pay for supplies. But if you live in the Los Angeles area and there's a strike fund that you can donate money to, I think it would really help a lot of people because people are, it's getting so serious.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry.
Tangent. There.
And there I said it. Okay. I spent a few lovely years as a music teacher and a choir director at a smallish Catholic school. Part of my job was taking my 35 middle school choir students on a big overnight trip every year. It was always spectacularly stressful, and I spent most of the year worried about it. My last year there, I took the kids to New Orleans. Luckily, my principal was kind enough to hire a friend of hers as the travel agent, and he planned all of our excursions, lodging, and travel. Big load off me. Our second day there, we finished most of our stuff for the day, including my sweet kids singing for the local church service. Directly after, we were booked on what the travel agent had described as a, quote, haunted museum tour.
Oh, no.
I thought it sounded neat and figured it would be just spooky enough for a group of 6th to 8th graders. We all get off the bus and go inside, and the tour takes us up into a little apartment. And y'all, it was not a haunted museum. It was a tour of the actual real-life apartment where Zach Bowen killed, dismembered, and cooked the body of his girlfriend.
Oh,
I took a bunch of 11 to 13-year-old religious children to a murder house. The tour included seeing the kitchen and fridge where he cooked her and the bathtub where she was dismembered.
It's not even a historical murder. It's like a really sad, awful mental illness.
Fuck. Who put that on a tour?
Nobody.
One of my, so they saw the kitchen, fridge, and bathtub. One of my overdramatic choir girls claimed she heard something whisper her name and spent the rest of the evening crying about it while one of the workers in the voodoo shop downstairs comforted her. And then just a separate line, it was a weird night. Stay sexy, and I don't know, please just Google the itinerary destinations next time. Michaela.
I feel like if Vince hadn't stepped in as our tour manager, that's basically what our tours would be like. And it would be like, why are we here?
What's up, everybody in the voodoo shop?
That's right. It would just have gone downhill. Oh, that's awful.
Isn't that...
I wonder if any murderinos were made that day, though. You know?
I mean, a couple's eyes were sparked where they were just like, wait, sorry, what is this?
I just can't help as a not popular kid when I was younger, the girl who's crying and needs all the attention because she heard someone whisper her name, I kind of want to smack her in the face. Yes or no? Like, shut up, Cecilia.
100. Like, well, as the girl who grew up telling Cecilia to shut up to her face, yes, I agree with you. 100%.
Cecilia, there's no such thing as ghosts. Shut up.
Also, just crying, you have to save crying at school for when it's an advanced situation. If you cry because you think you hear someone whisper your name and you're kind of generally scared, that's a boy that cries wolf situation. You're going to play that card out. No one will care.
You're the crier.
Yeah.
Don't be the crier.
Save the crying for when it really matters.
Right. Aliens, for example.
Or a dance.
Uh-oh. Is there a story there? Okay. This is called Unexpected Visitor. Hi, Karen, Georgia, Steven, and pets. Today I was listening to a hometown where a woman walked back into her apartment after doing laundry to find someone chilling behind her door. This reminded me of a fun story I could share from my time at grad school at the University of South Dakota. During my second year, I was working on my finals for the spring semester. I hadn't locked my door because I was expecting a friend of mine to come over later that night to hang out. And then she writes, I know, very stupid. It's not.
You're fine.
You're fine. While at my computer in the living room, I heard the door open and someone walk in. I turned around at my desk to say hello and I realized this was not my friend, but a complete stranger who had just waltzed into my apartment. This guy was about 6 feet tall and muscular as hell, not to mention high as balls.
Oh, no.
He casually walked through the apartment, sat down on my couch across from my desk and pulled out a pipe. He looked at me and said, "Hey, what's up?" Recognizing that glazed over look in his eyes, I decided that freaking out at him may not be my best option, so I calmly responded, "Not much, you?" He said he was good, and then he offered me a hit off his pipe. I respectfully declined since I needed to, quote, focus on my finals. After a few minutes passed of us sitting there in complete silence, I asked if he needed anything. He politely responded no, stood up, and started looking through my apartment. About this time, the friend that I was expecting walked through the door. He saw the guy rifling through some of my stuff and did a couple double takes between the stranger and me. Reading the room pretty well, he looked at me without speaking and gave me the "who the fuck is this" look. And I responded with a "no fucking idea" look. My friend calmly walked by the stranger to sit on the couch. The stranger then offered my friend a hit, and he declined as well. Finally, after what must have been about 15 more minutes of silence and snooping, the guy seemed to get bored of the situation and said, "I'm out of here." He grabbed his pipe and also one of my large textbooks that was sitting on the coffee table and shoved them down the back of his sweatpants.
Yeah.
All caps. He then waved goodbye and walked out of the door. We watched him walk away from my balcony with a weird gait that I assume was to try to prevent the textbook from slipping farther into his crack. After he was far enough away, I looked around the apartment to see if he'd grabbed anything else. Not that there was much to find since I was a poor as fuck grad student, but he only took the book. To this day, I have no idea who that guy was or why he decided to grab a giant textbook of stage lighting from one of my theater classes. But I hope that he got a couple bucks off a half-price books or something to buy some more weed or a backpack for his next heist. Stay sexy and lock your damn door, you stupid college student, Natalie.
Whoa.
It's that thing when Vince is leaving and he'll yell, we live in an apartment complex, so there's like a hallway. He'll yell, "I'm not locking the door," and closes the door. And I'm like, you just let everyone in the fucking building know that the door is not locked and someone's in the house.
There's like a bandit around the corner like, "Oh, I was going to go over there, but I'm going over here now."
Finally.
That's the weirdest thing too, is that guy could have been a graduate student with her.
Right.
Like that guy could just have taken some weird pot that was actually angel dust and been on a whole different,
or he could have been he could have thought it was his friend's apartment and tried to play it off, but he was like, the girl who was there acted like she knew me, so I had to stick around.
Yeah.
And then I just stole a book because I'm high.
Yeah. And then that book looked really nice.
Yeah. And so I put it in my sweaty underpants.
I put it down my butt.
Ew.
College is hard in so many ways.
And not just because of finals, I'm assuming. I've never had one. I don't know.
I couldn't. Yeah.
I've never had a finale on college.
Never participated in any of those kind of testing situations.
And I never studied. I just didn't care.
No, I remember the day I quit college was a night we all got together to for a history final studying, and I hadn't read one page of the book. And I was just sitting there, and it was just like this thing that turned in me where I was like, I'm not doing this
It's
anymore.
like, oh, I don't belong here.
No.
Who am I? Who did I think I was going to be outside of high school?
And also, what are they doing? I was just looking at my friends like, what is your goal? I don't get what any of us are doing.
You got to have that goal. And I just never had any.
I didn't have the vision. I didn't have the eye of the tiger.
And look at us now. We basically got life LASIK. And now we have a vision.
We have permanent tiger eyes.
Send us just any fucking story. It's funny. It's interesting. Send it to myfavoriteMurder@gmail.com and thank you guys. You're the best.
Yeah, you keep on providing us with so much great content. All we have to do is read it.
I love it.
It's the best. Stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Goodbye.
Elvis, do you want a cookie?